How's it going? I want to talk to you guys about mindset and about where your state of mind is in a given week, month, whatever it may be, and really how you can use that to play to what you need to do. So as an entrepreneur, there's life cycles. You have life cycles. When you first start a business, you're so optimistic. You think there's nothing that can go wrong. Any objection somebody has, you either have an answer in your head or you're just sure that you're going to figure it out.
Anyway, let's get serious. You want to buy this car, what? Yay or nay?
Well, I don't know. We have to think about it.
Yeah. What's there to think about? I mean, you told me you liked it. You asked me 10,000 questions. I answered every single one of them. You drove it. You love it. What more do you need to know?
You look at the world with rose-colored glasses. And you know what you need to do when you are in that mindset? Or if you have 2 or 3 business partners and somebody's always in that mindset, you know what their job needs to be is raising money. Their job needs to be talking to the press, talking to the public, because they're so rosy about their business. They're so happy that nothing can go wrong.
I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created.
I mean, it's the greatest business in the world. It's the next Facebook, Airbnb, Uber, and GE all combined into one little great thing, and they can't go wrong.
Trump steaks are the world's greatest steaks, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
That person, that mindset is when you have to be talking to the press. That's when you got to be banging away. Cameron Herold, Double, great book. He's written some other good books. He's the one who really turned me on to this stuff, and he's right. And after you get your ass kicked for a couple years in business, you get pretty pessimistic.
Oh, you must be grumpy.
The more successful people, when you look in business, they talk to the media less and less because they're more and more pessimistic.
You had started Bridgewater, you'd gotten very confident, and you made this huge controversial bet. And then
I couldn't have been more wrong, and it was painfully wrong. I was so broke, I had to borrow $4,000 from my dad, and it was a very painful experience. And it turned out to be probably the best experience of my life because it changed my attitude about thinking. Rather than thinking I'm right, I went to thinking, how do I know I'm right? It created this open-mindedness to be able to then go find the smartest people who disagreed with me and to see how they would think about things, to balance my bets better.
Because they realize people don't do what they say they're going to do. So many things that you never could foresee going wrong go wrong. And so when you're ultra pessimistic, that's when you need to be looking internally at your business and saying, what could go wrong? What am I not looking at? That's when you need to be doing your strategy. That's when you need to be doing your planning for the next 3 months, 6 months, year, 2 years, 3 years. Is when you're feeling pessimistic, when you're not down, you're not depressed, but you're just a little bit skeptical of the next vendor pitching you on something, or when you're when you read about someone else's business in your industry, you're just a little bit skeptical because you've been around the block, because you've seen some things. So when you're feeling that way, or if you have a guy who's always a little bit pessimistic or skeptical as one of your partners or on your executive team, that's the guy that's got to be doing strategy. That's the guy that's got to be looking in at the business and saying, where are we doing something wrong? Where could we get screwed next? What are we not seeing? When you're just normal, when you're feeling good, that's when you've got to talk to your staff. That's when you really have to be engaging with your staff, is when you're kind of on an even keel. Now, some people would say you need to talk to your staff when you're all rah-rah, you're all pumped up, but I kind of disagree with that because I feel like your staff is your family. At least for me, they are for sure. My team is my family, and I want to give them how it is. If shit's not great, tell them. If things are going gangbusters, tell them. But you're kind of an even keel, you're honest with them. They can take comfort in that when things are bad, you have a cool head about it. And when things are exploding, it's not going to your head. If you always talk to your staff when you're all rah, 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 they're not dumb. They see that shit isn't going right. And so it's just so important to just play to your current mindset. Really think about your mindset, how you're feeling, and then use it. And obviously, you don't ignore your staff whenever you're not completely even keeled. And obviously, you don't turn down requests to be interviewed by the media and things like that. But when you're super pumped up, when things are on a roll for you and you're feeling really happy, that's when you got to go fundraise. That's when you have to reach out to the press. That's when you have to hire a PR firm and go after media because you're so excited about what you're doing, because you're so pumped. So really just think about your mindset, think about where you are in your business. And I would say playing to your mindset, really figuring out how you're feeling, being in touch, being self-aware is going to get you, it's going to get you quite a long ways. Because if you're down in the dumps, you don't want to talk, you don't want to fundraise. You shouldn't fundraise, because all you're going to tell the investors is, here's all the shit that could go wrong. You know, you're not looking like you're going to crush the world. And I'm not promoting lying in any way or anything. I'm just saying, blind optimism, if you will, is really just such a powerful tool. Or extreme confidence, such a powerful tool. But anyway, that's just, some things that I think about how to play to your mindset, because there's certain times when you're really pumped and there's certain things you should do. There's certain times when you're kind of down in the dumps and there's certain things that you should do. And when you're really feeling even, that's when you write your business plan too. That's when you talk to your staff. That's when you think about how your company is in the marketplace and how it's positioned. So think about your mindset. Think about this video. Take it for what it's worth. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, you can still subscribe if you want to make me happy and you just like my sunglasses or the cars driving by. But regardless, be self-aware of your mindset and use it to your advantage.